Hey guys, it's finally Friday. That's right, it's Black Friday. I have no voice because I was yelling at the TV all day yesterday at the Dallas Cowboys. That's the wife's team. So we were screaming at the TV and eating a lot of food. I think I gained 8 pounds yesterday. Everybody eat good yesterday. It's Black Friday. Y'all got your new TVs yet? Come on, it's Black Friday. What are you waiting for? Get out there and get your new 90-inch TV. But it is Friday. I've got a double editorial for you this morning. Since it is Black Friday, I'm going to give you 2 for 1. There you go. I do have to get some acknowledgments out of the way. No thanks. Can you watch the video, bud? Because I need 10 views. That's right, I need 10 views. And Rick Crude, you can talk about me all you want. I don't care. While you sit there going, can you smell what the crude is cooking? Brother. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. Padilla don't like you, Rick. Anyway, so moving on. We're going to go on and we're going to do our finally Friday double editorial. I got the acknowledgements out of the way. I also got to say to my trolls, by the way, my subscribers, I've got the best subscribers on YouTube. And I'm not just saying that. I love my subscribers. I love each and every one of you. Are awesome. You guys are awesome. Even the trolls. This is for you trolls. Yes, I have my Hollywood mic. Hi, I'm Guy Smiley. I have my Hollywood mic, as one troll said. I'm going to do a lot of narrating into it. One guy told me, you narrate too much. It's an editorial. I'm going to have some animation in here. Not too much. I'll have a few pictures that I'll throw in there. Got to have my animation for the guy who doesn't like animation. You got all this animated narration going on. Well, that's to keep it interesting so people can go, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. And keep watching. You never watched a documentary? Well, this is a mockumentary. So going on, let's go on with our double editorial because I got to eat breakfast. I got a French toast breakfast waiting on me with coffee, hot coffee, and we're going to love it. I've probably already eaten, though, by the time you watch this. Thank you, News on 6 out of Oklahoma. News on 6 gives us this story from Kiefer, Oklahoma. Man, this one. Starbucks is apologizing to a Green Country Police Department after Kiefer police officer said he received his drink with the word pig written on the cups. Kiefer Police Chief Johnny OMara said one of his officers who was working on Thanksgiving went to the Glenpool Starbucks to get coffee for dispatchers who were also having to work the holiday. Each of the 5 cups the officer received had the pig label, OMara told News on 6. Now, Chief OMara posted on Facebook with a photo of one of the cups saying, this is what he gets for being nice. Yeah, this cop is working on Thanksgiving. And while this idiot said, well, I have to work too. I work at a Starbucks. I don't care if you don't like the police. I don't care if you're a cop hater or if you don't like law enforcement. This is immature, it's unprofessional, and we wouldn't expect anything more from Starbucks, would we? Starbucks has been the center of controversy for a couple of years now. It continues to be a center of controversy, and it looks like nothing's changed. You still got employees that are fucking morons. Come on, Starbucks. What happened to that sensitivity training that you did all across the nation? Shut all these different Starbucks locations down and said, we're doing sensitivity training. It didn't work. Now, the police chief said, what irks me is the absolute and total disrespect for a police officer who, instead of being home with family and enjoying a meal and a football game, is patrolling in his little town. He goes on, this cup of coffee for a pig is just another little flag. It's another tiny symptom and a nearly indiscernible shout from a contemptuous, roaring, and riotous segment of a misanthropic society that vilifies those who stand for what's right and glorifies the very people who would usher in the destruction of the social fabric. Holy shit, did Will Hunting just walk into the room? Some of you might get that. Where's Matt Damon? What the hell? That was awesome, though, because he's right. He is right. And, it's another tiny pinprick into the heart of men and women who are asking themselves more often, why am I doing this? That was the police chief. God bless that guy, because he's really right. This is another symptom or another little, how society is turning on law enforcement and how they're like, you know what, we can't stand the police, whatever. It's not because cops are bad. And I know I'm going to get, we're going to agree to disagree on some things. That's fine. That's what the comment section is for. But because there are some cops out there who really are trying to do good. They're trying to make a difference. They're going playing basketball with kids in the neighborhood. They're skateboarding with kids in the neighborhood. They're trying to reach out to their community. But then you get this Starbucks piece of crap who pulls this stuff. But I think he's right in that it's another turn or another show on how people are generalizing law enforcement as they're all bad cops, they're all bad people, they're all pigs, and they're really not. There are some really good law enforcement officers out there that are trying to reach out to the community. But I'm telling you what, you good law enforcement officers, and yeah, there are good cops. I don't want to hear. You good cops want to really be good cops? When you see a cop doing something wrong, you turn to him and you say, hey man, stop that shit. Knock it off, man. Because I have to pay for that. That's what you do. You don't go, well, he's having a bad day. No, you don't justify it. But see, that's part of the problem too. So law enforcement officers, you are also part of the problem. You really are. But that doesn't justify what that Starbucks employee did. That Starbucks employee should be drop kicked across the street. Because that's immature and it's unprofessional. I don't care what you think about police. You don't do that at your job. Really, you don't do it at all anywhere. But to do it at your job, at Starbucks, come on. But again, also you law enforcement officers, look, you good cops, and there are some good cops out there. When you see a cop doing something wrong and you know he's doing something wrong, you turn and go, hey man, knock that shit off. It's okay to do that. Now, Chief OMara said he called the store and was told they would replace the coffee with a corrected label. He said the employee who made the labels called the officer Thursday and apologized, saying it was meant to be a joke between her and another coworker. When asked what he would like to see from Starbucks, the chief said it's not Starbucks, it's on the individual level. There needs to be a little bit more decency in the world. There needs to be a little bit more common sense from people. I agree, Chief. I really do agree. I want to jump down here. I'm not going to give you the whole story, but I do want to jump down here where a spokesperson for Starbucks corporate called News on 6 and said the employee has been suspended. Fair is fair. Suspended pending an outcome of investigation. Suspended. He confirmed they have launched an investigation. Now the cops know what it's like. Now you know what it's like. He's suspended pending the investigation, or she is, right? It was a girl, they said. But he said, this is absolutely unacceptable. We are deeply sorry to the law enforcement officer who experienced this. We also apologize directly to him and are working to connect with the police chief as well to express our remorse. The barista has been suspended pending the outcome of our investigation into this matter. The language is offensive to all law enforcement and is not representative of the deep appreciation we have for police officers who work to keep our community safe. Isn't Starbucks where that one employee went and told the cops, you need to leave because somebody just said they're not safe. They don't feel safe in here with you here. That was Starbucks. It wasn't this one. It was a different one, but Starbucks also made the following comment on Chief Mara's post. This is totally unacceptable. And I just read that. There's another one. It's a little different, but I'm not going to read that. But there's another one that they made. And then Chief OMara replied, Starbucks, you're a corporation trying to sell a product. I'm certain you don't condone this type of juvenile activity. The employee made an unfortunate decision, which in turn negatively affects your company's image. Damn straight. I appreciate you reaching out to my officer, and I also appreciate the employee reaching out and apologizing on her own. Our society needs a touch of old-fashioned civility restored. Maybe we could use this bad event and convert it into something better. And we really can. I mean, what we can look at is the fact First of all, that you don't do that at work. You know, look, I don't care if you don't like cops. You got a Starbucks attire on. You're at Starbucks. You're a barista. You're representing a national corporation, international corporation. And then for you cops, you law enforcement officers, this should kind of be a wake-up call that, hey, people don't like us. And those of you who are trying to do good in the community and trying to have a good image, again, when you see a cop doing something wrong, and you know when cops do something wrong, come on. You know when a cop is doing bad. Don't go, Joe's at it again. Or don't go, you know what, he's just asking you to. No, you walk over and go, he's not doing anything wrong. Get back to work. And I've seen cops do that. I saw one cop going off on, was it AV Watchman, I think. I think it was AV Watchman. That deputy was going off and her sergeant said, hey, shut up. Get back to work. That's what you do, cops. Okay? I'm not justifying this pig thing. That was stupid. But I'm saying if you want to better your image, if you want to change it, you also have to change some things. Stop justifying bad behavior from your fellow cops. You say, well, give us an example. Okay, I'll give you an example of a bad cop. We're going to El Paso, Texas right now. El Paso, Texas, coming from Newsweek. This story, I'm going to do an editorial. I'm going to do a quick one. I might give you the whole thing. I'm going to put 3 links in the description box below. The first one is a Starbucks story. The second one will be this story I'm going to give you right now. And the story, the follow-up story of the Fort Bliss Soldier in this editorial. There's another story. I'm not going to go through that for time's sake. But they also talk about how he assaulted children while on narcotics. He was arrested, and Fort Bliss, Texas did acknowledge, yes, that's an active duty soldier at Fort Bliss, Texas. That's in the third story, the third link below. So that one, you can go read that on your own. The second one there below is this one, where a police force in Texas is investigating a complaint that an officer shouted death threats to a potential witness to a crime. A witness. Can I get a witness? Officers arrived at Marcela Santillana Street, El Paso, Texas, following reports that a Fort Bliss soldier who had taken LSD had attacked his children aged 3 and 7, the El Paso Times reported. Zachary Frampton, 26, had allegedly taken the drug and run up and down the street naked and screaming on November 23rd. An unarmed officer in the area knocked on the door of Frampton's neighbor, not Frampton, his neighbor, Ruben Garcia Jr., to ask him if he had reported the incident. Garcia Jr. appeared to say that he had not contacted the police because he hates the badge, according to KVIA. And that's his right. He doesn't have to call the police. He could be like, I'm not calling the fucking police. I hate the cops. However, the conversation between the pair escalated because the cop probably got mad. Now, the cop who's knocking on his door is the father of the children who this Zachary Frampton allegedly assaulted. So he's going over to Frampton's neighbor. I really wish this goddamn thing would quit bouncing back and forth. I'm trying to scroll here and it's, does that scroll up and down thing and you can't read shit. So that the father of the children who this Zachary Frampton, who was allegedly on drugs, attacked, goes to that guy's neighbor to say, did you report it? No, I hate the cops. So then he gets pissed off. Well, why didn't you report it? You're a witness, man. I'm a cop. So what happens? However, the conversation between the pair escalated and footage taken from a camera outside Garcia Jr.'s house and broadcast by KVIA shows the officer shouting, you pull something out and I'll fucking kill you right here, right now. You understand that shit? And then he shouts a homophobic slur, which we can only guess what that was. Garcia Jr.'s father, Ruben Garcia Sr., told the network, to see your child threatened in that manner, especially from a police officer, is unsettling. Sergeant Kiki Carrillo, a spokesman for El Paso Police, said in a statement, KVIA has made the department aware of a situation involving an officer's interaction with a witness of a heinous crime, An investigation will be launched into the officer's conduct. Carrillo added that it was disappointing that Ruben Jr. had refused to become involved in a situation where innocent children are being victimized. So now all of a sudden, this Ruben Jr. is a criminal because he didn't want to get involved. She said again, Carrillo, the police spokesman, added, it's disappointing that he refused to become involved in a situation where innocent children are being victimized. He doesn't have to become involved. He's the neighbor, for one. He has to live there next to this guy. Is he going to call the cops on him? And two, he doesn't have to get involved. That's one of the great things about America is we have the freedom to fucking walk away. You cops do it. And that's not a generalized blanket statement. If the shoe fits, wear it, Cinderfella. But when cops do bad stuff, you guys go, hey. He's just saying, No, he's not just saying. He's being an asshole, and you're justifying it. You guys don't want to get involved, but you always want us to get involved. Carrillo said, regardless of one's reasoning, not only is it a civic responsibility, but basic human decency dictates intervention, if nothing else, by calling the police. She's talking about him not having human decency because he didn't call the cops, but their own cop went over there and said, I'll fucking kill you right here, right now. You hear that shit? You and used a homophobic slur, allegedly. Talk about human decency. Talk about your own cops. El Paso, Texas doesn't have the greatest image. If you want to go there, El Paso, Texas doesn't really have the best, reputation in Texas. Next thing you know, Chief Salvaggio is going to be working in El Paso, Texas as the police chief. Probably fit right in. Another investigation into police conduct is taking place in Chicago after video showed an officer who was trying to arrest a man throw him on the ground. That's in this story, but I didn't know about that one. The 29-year-old was accused of drinking in public on Thursday afternoon in the Chatham neighborhood. Is that in Chicago? I'm going to go ahead and let you read the rest of it. They go into the Chicago thing now. But I'm going to let you read that. The links are in the description box below. This is crazy, man. And I know some people are going to disagree with me. That's what the comment section is for. Should this guy have called the police? I can't answer that. And I can't answer it because I'll tell you why. If this guy was victimizing, if he was assaulting children, and the third link below is the story where they talk about this Fort Bliss soldier who was arrested for assaulting these children while on narcotics. But if he was, you probably want to get involved. But also you have to remember, like I've already said, this is that guy's neighbor. He calls the cops. Now this guy's going to retaliate. Oh, you called the fucking cops on me, dude? You called the cops on me, man? Yeah, that's what they said. My wife said the cops were at your house. What's up? Now see, he has to live next to this guy. So it's not just a yes or no answer. You have to weigh, okay, does he do it? Does he not do it? And she's saying, well, it's human decency. What about your own cop? How decent is that guy? I was going to say News Now Yucaipa. Somebody asked why I'm not News Now Yucaipa anymore. Couple of reasons. I don't want to be News Now anything because News Now is starting to get a bad rap. There's a lot of News Now idiots out there. I don't want to be one of them. The second reason, I was getting on Facebook groups that I'm in, a lot of people going, why do you call yourself News Now Yucaipa? You're always in San Bernardino or Hemet or, somewhere else. So I said, okay, maybe I should change it. And I thought about it and I said, what do I do most on my YouTube? I watch cops. I watch law enforcement officers. Community Leo Watch. So that's what I am. There you go. In a nutshell. Community Leo Watch. Let you know what's going on with Leos. That's law enforcement officers, guys, all across your nation. And let me tell you what, like them, love them, or loathe them, some of them are out there to try to do good. Let's at least give those ones a pat on the back. Thank you. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll try to have some cop watching. I don't know. It's family time. I'm going to go eat more food today because I got somewhere else to go to eat more food. Hope you guys eat more food. Hope you guys enjoy your day. Thank you for watching.